Hey, what's going on to YouTube? This is SEL0320 and JVS. Yes, I do have a Steven Universe shirt on. Shout out to them. It's returning December 17th. And yes, I do have my son here who is slowly going to sleep for his nap. But I just wanted to bring awareness to something because I think there's a common misconception going on. And part of this is like, the plus and the minus, the positive and the negative when it comes to social media and their projections of what they think about something. This is centered around, like the title says, The Lion King in so many different respects, but it's not just The Lion King. It is surrounding all these Disney animated features that we all loved, that, I mean, for better or for worse, we would have only dreamed of being able to have some of these films in live action. A lot of people are projecting that, Disney's doing this as a cash grab, like, why is there any like validity for this? Like, what's the real incessant need behind it? Some people go nitpicky sides, like if they don't have, the songs in it, then why do I have to look at it? Or some people go on the other side of that. It's like, it's too on the nose. It's a direct remake. Why would I look at this versus looking at that? And to be quite honest with you, I've done that myself. Like when I think about The Grinch That Stole Christmas, I remember the original older cartoon, which is very short, not too long at all. And then they ended up making a Jim Carrey remake, which was live action. I didn't have a problem with that. But then when I saw them make it into CG, and I was like, why are they making this one more time? So now you got animated, live action, and CG. Now, The Lion King is like a hybrid in the sense because there is all CG. I don't know if they actually shot in the direct locations. I don't think they did. I think it's all done in like a production studio because that's the main part of how they did Jungle Book was not going to the location. They just had this one boy interacting with all these animals that were not real in this jungle that was not real. I can't prove or deny that Lion King was all in the green screen, but I would believe it is. So technically, it is all VFX. It's not technical live action. So I understand where people coming from with a lot of this, but to say that Disney's doing this only as a cash grab. You know what, to be quite honest with you, they can take my money because as a Disney fan who literally have went back through and every time they release something from Disney Vault has bought those things on Blu-ray or DVD or 4K or whatever they are, because I want my son to grow up knowing some of these amazing stories that I had. Like, I want him to be experienced that. Not just that, I want to be able to re-experience them myself. I don't want to have to go and rely on some kind of streaming app or have to repurchase it off of somewhere or get it off of eBay. I want to have it for myself. And the reality is now we have it where not only do I have the option of being able to see my animated features, now I can actually see them in a brand new form. So it's like I can go, my son is like 3 years old, we're going to look at The Lion King and he's going to be like, wow, this is really cool. But then I'm like, son, well, let's upgrade this. Like now you get to see this in live action. Like, whoa, like with real animals? Like, no, technically not some, but they're real looking. And that elegance behind that is the reason why, like, my wife and I, when we went to see the Beauty and the Beast, we were like, wow, this is awesome. And then when the Gaston song came up, she was jumping on. When they were going and doing their dance for the first time, I was all excited because that recreation, it brings back something of euphoria, and it's not just nostalgia in and of itself, it's something deeper than that. A lot of these movies has resonance with them. Newcomers, of course, when you go to Disney Pixar, you think about Toy Story, you think about Frozen, you think about Moana. Each one of them have one pivotal song that will emotionally trigger something in you. And so when you're in, like, I guess the 2020s and you're like 20 something years old and then all of a sudden they're like talking about making Frozen in live action, you're like, yo, bring it on, because something about that moment brought resonance to your heart. And that's the same exact way I feel even with these animated features. Like, I think they did Cinderella, they've done Jungle Book, they've done Pete's Dragon, and they're gonna end up doing Lion King, they're gonna be doing Aladdin, they're gonna be doing Mulan. And you know what, to be quite honest with you, go and keep it going. Make The Little Mermaid, make those different other features. Like, go and give us a Pocahontas. Now, I always swear upon, was it The Lost World or The New World? I forget the one. I think that is one of the best stories ever. And I think Christian Bale starred in that one, and it was really good. But to have Disney be able to remake something like that, with like CGI blended characters along with the live action cast, because then you're treading on territory where it's like you got some movies where kind of like Cinderella, where there's a lot of CG focus when there's stuff happening. Then you got movies like Jungle Book and Lion King that is all CG focused. But then you take something like, let's say Tarzan or Pocahontas, where you interact with CG environmental characters, but then you have like live action cast. There's so many different facets behind it. And personally, I feel like that's a cop-out to sit there and say, well, you know what, this is all cash grab. Yeah, they're making their money. Yeah, they know how to twinkle us. But look at all these Marvel features. Look at them. Some of them, like, we didn't even know any of these characters. And now we're like, they're household names now. They've made a mark on us. There's some people that knew nothing about Thanos. But now Thanos is a household name. Like, people fear Thanos. People make memes about Thanos. People go and do the snap and like, I knew about snap years ago. But now, like, there are kids that, like, and it's like sitting there, like, makes, like, CG animated features where, like, things are particling away, you know what I'm saying? So, I just say that, don't take this so seriously, man. Like, why go on this tangent about, you know, the intricacies of whether or not this was done right, or whether or not this trailer was done right, or whether or not, you know, this was a cash grab. Personally, and this is me being a Disney animated fan, I would love for them to make more Disney animated features. They fired most of the entire cast. I personally want to see Disney movies in 3D. They've gotten rid of 3D in and of itself. But I keep with the times. I keep allowing myself to be able to dare to hope, dare to dream, and dare to enjoy myself when I go to the movie theaters. And even in the prospect of that. What I mean by that is, I've looked, when they made the Jungle Book, legit, I was like, they gotta make the Lion King. When they first showed the first trailer for the Jungle Book, and I remember my friend Drills Alexander, because they had showed it at D23 or something like that, and then they kind of showed us the trailer. He's like, wow, this was so amazing. And I watched it, and I was like, I need the Lion King. When I saw that Panther walking by, I was like, you have to do this. And so ever since then, I was like, you know what, keep making these movies until I get to my Lion King. And I personally am psyched to July 2019 to be able to see the Jungle Book. To see the Lion King. And I'm praying and hoping that my son will be able to actually watch it in the theaters, because it'll not just be something that is resonant with me and my childhood, but it's something, it involves the prospect of what cinematography can be from its perception. It's like, all right, when I was a kid, I saw the animated feature of this, and it's like, think about, you know, somebody that was a comic book fan reading about Captain America or reading about Batman, and they saw that 1989 Batman, when they saw that Captain America Winter Soldier, and they were like, their dreams just unfolded in front of their eyes. Think about it like that. Don't think about it as, okay, Disney made this and now they're just regurgitating and making the same exact thing, because the same can be said about anything that's made now. Everything has been remade. Everything has been done underneath the sun. There are very few and far between stories. Even the stories that are considered, you know, brand new and authentic, a lot of people gave flack to Avatar, talking about James Cameron, because they said Ferngully was out. And true, like, there's so many different things taken from elements from other things, but it's like, live in the moment, you know what I'm saying? Life's too short to sit there and be nitpicking about the prospect of what Disney is doing, what they're not doing. Because personally, if I really wanted to be petty, I think personally, Disney is the reason why I think this whole Deadpool PG-13 is being made. I think they're the reason why the X-Men, New Mutants, and X-Men Dark Phoenix got pushed forward. I think even like with Gotham leaving the air on Fox, I think they're the reason why that's no longer going to be a season. And because it was owned by Fox, it probably didn't get pushed over to the DC universe. I could go in and like process that and lord over that, or I could sit there and, like I'm doing right now, I'm sitting there looking through Gotham on Netflix, which I have for free, and just enjoying it. I am excited for July when The Lion King comes out, because it's something that I can experience, and it's going to be something that I can be able to enjoy. And I think that's what movies should be about. I mean, yeah, I'm a critic. I can go and dissect all these different kind of things, but you don't have to be a critic. You don't have to be so focused on the intricacies of how something is portrayed, how it was platformed, who did it, who bargained from it. You know, like, just enjoy it. Just enjoy this ride. Like, hey, if they sit there and made, in like 5 years from now, a Steven Universe movie that was live action, just as long as they did it right, just as long as they did it well, you know what? I'd be there. I'd be all for it. I would be like, yo, just as long as you allow Rebecca Sugar to sit there and write this and at least co-direct or be a producer or executive producer, have at it. Have at it. Let Ava DuVernay freaking direct it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different things that could happen and are possibilities, but the more we sit there and lord over these kind of negativity things and just kind of like allow it to seep into our hearts and allow it to become stale and hardened, like, I think that we lose out on the whole point of a movie. The whole point of the movie is to bring you out of the semblance of reality. When you start focusing on the money and all these other kind of things, like, I think you lose sight of what a movie's supposed to allow you to be able to feel and do. So much as how it's structured, how much you want it to be. And I think that that's why a lot of times with books to movies, like, it's so hard for people to take resonance in that, because they're like, this was not what I imagined in my head. And like, it's very few people that I know that like look at the movie book or the movie that came from a book and be like, wow, this was so much better than the book, because they already had that in their head, versus like, all right, let's refocus and just allow this to kind of be like something like, wow, this is a great homage, this is a great tribute, this is great something. So even if, hypothetically speaking, The Lion King is a carbon copy, which I don't think Jon Favreau would do that, you know, I honestly would still enjoy every beat of it, because honestly, I think Beauty and the Beast, that's what it was. They had one extra song and they did a lot of other extra things as far as what CG and acting is kind of loud, but it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my point. Just chill. Enjoy the moment. Allow them to take your money. I mean, if you don't want them to take your money, then that's fine. Either way, it'll be on Netflix before you know it, or it'll be on their Disney Plus streaming app. But while you can, and while you can go and experience it in the movie theaters with your loved ones, with your children, with your, you know, your family, do it. Don't worry about the in-betweens. That's just my personal perspective. Let the critics be critics, and let the naysayers be naysayers. Let the fanboys be fanboys. But while you can, if you can, just enjoy it. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. If you like this, please make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. Peace, guys.